Taylor Swift's net worth has been a hot topic of discussion among Swifties for more than a decade, with 11 Grammys, 7 #1 hits, and hundreds of sold-out shows. Swift debuted on the music scene in June 2006 with her debut self-titled album first hit, Tim McGraw. The album, which charted at number 5 on the Billboard 200, featured country hits such as Teardrops on My Guitar, Our Song, and Should Have Said No. But it wasn't until Swift released her second album, Fearless, in November of 2008, that she exploded into the megastar singer-songwriter that we know today. Swift's first re-recorded album, Fearless Taylor's Version and Red Taylor's Version, were released in 2021. The re-recordings occurred when her former record label, Big Machine Records, and her former manager sold the rights to her music to manager Scooter Braun and his business, Ithaca Holdings. Ithaca Holdings works with singers such as Justin Bieber and Ariana Grande, but we'll get into that eventually. Swifties are well aware that despite her success, her career has been nothing short of a roller coaster. What we know about Taylor Swift's net worth and the many obstacles she had to face to become a multimillionaire she is today are all in this video, so keep on watching. At number 1, what is Taylor Swift's drama with Scooter Braun? Swift departed her former record company, Big Machine Records, after 12 years and struck a deal with Universal Music Group worth an estimated $200 million in November of 2018. Swift was able to keep ownership of the master recordings of the new songs she made with Universal under the terms of the contract, which also improved the rules for Universal artists on Spotify. Swift's first 6 studio albums were acquired by Big Machine Records for $300 million by talent manager Scooter Braun, whose clients include Justin Bieber and Ariana Grande. Swift attacked Braun as a manipulative bully on social media following the announcement, saying that she tried to buy back her masters from Big Machine Records but couldn't due to the label's harsh terms. She said, "For years, I asked or pleaded for a chance to my own work. Instead, I was given an opportunity to sign back up with Big Machine Records and earn one album back at a time, one for every new one I turned in. I had to make the excruciating choice to leave behind my past, music I wrote on my bedroom floor, and videos I dreamed up and paid for with the money I earned during playing in bars, then in clubs and arenas, and then stadiums." She ended her statement saying, "Thankfully, I am now signed to a label that believes I should own anything I create. Thankfully, I left my past in Scott's hands and not my future. And hopefully young artists or kids with musical dreams will read this and learn how to better protect themselves in a negotiation. You deserve your own art." Swift said a year later that she will re-record her first 6 albums, Taylor Swift, Fearless, Speak Now, Red, 1989, and Reputation, after failing to purchase her masters. Fearless, Taylor's Version, her first re-recorded album, was released in April 2021. Red, Taylor's Version, her second re-recorded album, was released in November 2021. Swift's debut album with Universal Music Group, Lover, was released in 2019. In 2020, the album was followed by 2 additional releases, Folklore and Evermore. When I think back to the Fearless album and all that you turned it into, a completely involuntary smile creeps across my face, Swift wrote on her social media after she announced the re-recording of Fearless. This was the musical era in which so many inside jokes were created between us, so many hugs exchanged, hands touched, so many unbreakable bonds formed. So before I say anything else, let me just say that it was a real honor to get to be a teenager alongside of you. At number 2, what is Taylor Swift's net worth? The question we all want to know: how much is Taylor Swift worth? Swift is worth $400 million and earns $150 million a year from her music and different brand deals, according to Celebrity Net Worth. Swift has been the face of ads of companies such as CoverGirl, Keds, Diet Coke, and Capital One since her ascent to stardom. She also has a Target album promotion contract and has worked with businesses such as AT&T, Walmart, Apple Music, and Xfinity. It is no shock to her fans that once COVID settles, she will be back on the big stage, performing the music that her fans know and love, but under her own power and control. For fans, this new era of Taylor is a total shift from her past. And although the songs may be similar, the meaning to them has so much more significance. If she does release a tour and date soon, we can only predict that these numbers will be greatly increased. And lastly, let's talk about the Red Taylor's Version stats. Red Taylor's Version has become Swift's fourth #1 album in 16 months, which Billboard says is the fastest run in the 65-year history of its album chart. Since Folklore came out in July 2020, Swift has held the #1 spot on Billboard's album chart the total of 15 times. Red Taylor's Version had the equivalent of 605,000 in sales in the United States in the first week, according to MRC data, Billboard's tracking arm. That total includes 303 million streams and 369,000 copies sold as a complete package. It sold 114 copies on vinyl, which is the most any album has been sold on vinyl since 1991. Among the highlights of the new Red is a 10-minute version of her song All Too Well, which added lyrics to give a more in-depth of the story of her failed romance. Well guys, thank you so much for making it to the end of the video. Be sure to smash that like button, subscribe to Famous Factor, and ring that notification bell so that you never miss a video. Thanks for watching!